He fired her on a Monday. By Friday, she had a plan. And in just 6 months, he had absolutely nothing left. Welcome back to Revenge Chronicles USA. Today's story is about patience, proof, and perfect justice. This is Sarah's story. A woman who was humiliated in front of everyone she knew. But she never lost her focus. Stay with me until the very end. Because what happens next, you will never see coming. It was just another Monday morning for Sarah. Coffee in hand, smile on her face. She walked into the office, like she had done 1,000 times before. She had absolutely no idea that today would change everything. Mark called a company meeting. He stood up, looked Sarah directly in the eyes, and said, "You are fired. Effective immediately. Security will escort you out." The entire office went completely silent. Sarah's hands were shaking. Her eyes filled with tears. But she took a slow, deep breath, looked Mark straight in the eyes, and said only 5 words. "You will regret this, Mark." And she walked out, with her head held high. 2 days later, Sarah sat alone at her kitchen table. No job, no income, no one to call. But instead of crying, she opened her laptop. For 3 years, Sarah had quietly saved everything. Every email, every document, every single idea that Mark had stolen from her. She went through it all, slowly or carefully. And then she created a folder on her desktop. She named it just one word: justice. She did not cry that night. She did not panic. She just worked. Quietly. Patiently. Like a chess player. Planning 10 moves ahead. 1 week later, Sarah made her first move. She contacted Mr. Thompson, the company's most powerful investor. Directly. She sent him everything. Every stolen idea. Every fake presentation. Every single email where Mark had taken full credit for her work. Then, she contacted 2 journalists. Journalists who specialized in corporate fraud. She did not beg. She did not threaten. She simply presented the facts. And then, she closed her laptop, made herself a cup of tea, and waited. Because Sarah understood one thing. The truth does not need to be loud. It just needs to be seen. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Mark was celebrating. He hired 2 new employees. He gave himself a generous bonus. He told everyone in the office that Sarah was incompetent. He posted on LinkedIn about strong leadership and bold decisions. He bought himself a brand new car. He laughed over lunch with colleagues. He truly believed he had won. But what Mark did not know was that Sarah's email was sitting quietly in Mr. Thompson's inbox. That journalists were already making phone calls. That an investigation had already begun. The clock was already ticking. And Mark had no idea. 3 months after Sarah was fired, Mr. Thompson called an emergency board meeting. He had reviewed everything. Every document. Every email. Every stolen idea. The evidence was undeniable. Legal teams were brought in, or quietly. Company records were pulled. Emails were traced back, year by year. A full investigation was launched out against Mark. And nobody told Mark a single word. He was still walking into the office every morning. Still smiling. Still taking credit. Still completely unaware that the ground beneath his feet was slowly, silently, crumbling. It was a Monday morning. Exactly 6 months after the day Mark had humiliated Sarah. Mark walked into the office, smiling, just like any other day. But today was not like any other day. The boardroom was full. Mr. Thompson sat at the head of the table. 3 lawyers were beside him. 2 board members sat quietly. Security guards stood at every single door. Mark's smile slowly disappeared. His face turned pale. Mr. Thompson stood up, looked at Mark, and spoke calmly. Mark, this meeting is about fraud, theft, and serious misconduct. You are terminated, effective immediately. A lawsuit has been filed against you this morning. As security slowly escorted Mark toward the exit, the entire office watched out in complete silence. The same office. The same people. But this time, it was Mark walking out in shame. Sarah was not there that day. She was sitting in a bright glass boardroom on the other side of the city, calmly signing her new contract as marketing director at Mark's biggest rival company, working with Mark's own former clients. Then her phone buzzed. A message from an old colleague. Sarah, Mark just got fired and arrested. Sarah read the message slowly. She placed her phone face down on the table, took a quiet breath, and smiled, just slightly. Then she picked up her pen and signed her name. She never screamed. She never begged. She never chased revenge. She simply built herself. Quietly, patiently, powerfully, and let the truth do the rest. And here is the lesson that Sarah's story teaches us. When someone betrays you, do not explode. Do not react. Do not give them your anger. Instead, collect your evidence. Stay calm. Stay focused. And keep building. Because the people who hurt you are counting on your anger to destroy you. Don't give it to them. Your silence is your power. Your patience is your weapon. And your success is your revenge. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe to Revenge Chronicles USA for more real stories every single week. And tell me in the comments, did Mark deserve what he got? Drop a fire if you think Sarah won.